Hi, this is Manitya Ovyananda. If you could see behind me, it kind of looks like some construction is happening, and it is. This used to be part of the first land where Swamiji stayed when he came to Adi Kailash, Nithyananda Bengaluru Adinam, back in 2002. And behind is the road where he used to walk, all the way from, like, way beyond there, you can see, uh, all the way through here, the house that I showed one of the other days in the video. And then over here is the temple behind. You can maybe see it a little bit now. That is the temple. So in that area, the Garba Mandir was there, the banyan tree, and the place where the classes were held. So then all the way the other direction, also he would meet devotees. He would stay in this one house over here. But this land actually was really wild. Like, you can see some of the remnants of the forest that was here now. This beautiful palm forest and other shrubs and trees were here. And there used to be wild animals of all different kinds, including cheetahs. So when Swamiji would sleep here in the night, he used to have to light a fire just as a safety measure. I don't feel that anything would have disturbed him anyway, but just so that as a precaution, he did that. Then what I wanted to say is, so now finally that land was procured back and it's getting ready. So any of the debris that was there is getting moved out. And actually, this will be part of the golden temple for Sadashiva that Swamiji, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda, is building. And you can see behind already some of the pillars have been collected. So many tons of materials have already been collected over the years by Swamiji. He's already been preparing for this. One day he told us the stone pavers, these giant stone pavers that are used. I don't see any in the general vicinity, but they're thick. I would say 4 or 5 inches thick, and maybe 12 inches by like 8 inches. I'm just guessing. They're kind of that's different varying sizes, and they're huge and heavy. So probably they're larger than what I'm telling you. Maybe more close to 2 feet by 1 foot or something like that. And those things, I mean, they take at least 2, 3 people to move them around. If you're doing it by hand, even 4 people. But those themselves are very hard to come by in India. They take a long time to make. And for the amount of road and things that's needed here for the Golden Temple, uh, they won't have enough supply for Swamiji's demand. So already 10 years ago, he's been planning and thinking even longer than that. But since even then, he's been starting to collect all these items so that there's enough materials for when he's starting to build, which in 2014 he started construction of the Golden Temple portion itself. Already the Garba Mandir has been there for many, many years, and the deities were installed. But now it's building the proper and magnificent home for them. And there will be some more deities. Swamiji will be putting in a golden Shiva and Devi, in which devotees can donate their name so that they can be part of that deity. It's a very special spiritual process. So when they melt the gold, their name also will go with that in a golden leaf. Um, so this amazing land that Swamiji has been on, this very raw and beautiful land, used to also carry snakes. Thousands of snakes used to be there in the other area that used to be a snake farm. So then when they donated the land to Swamiji, they said, yeah, we got most of the snakes out, but there were at least, I believe the number was 800 to 1,000 snakes that got loose. They weren't able to catch them all. So now Swamiji is also staying with those guys. How many were going around when he was here, along with the cheetahs and the other wild animals. So, but of course, it didn't faze him. Swamiji says the kind of space you hold, obviously, is the most important thing. And that space of love and compassion and not harming others, that ahimsa space, uh, that is the space he always carries. So nothing would come near him, I'm certain. And he says when you're breathing that energy, nothing will come and harm you. Having that understanding that, yes, I'm here, I exist, and I allow you also to exist, and no harm by me will come to you. It's a kind of a beautiful oneness space that we can all carry and learn from as we're moving out through our life. But this historical, amazing land. And so already, as I was saying, the material Swamiji has been collecting so many tons. Already The numbers are more than 20,000, about 20,000 pillars, if not more, are needed. I forget the exact number because there's different materials already that are being collected. So the pillars, the stones, all of that. But I know that only a portion is there, but still so many are there. 8 to 10,000, I believe he's already procured. And so there's still more to go. So, a lot of people are donating and coming to see. So we're putting it all together nicely so people can understand the undertaking, the massive undertaking it is to build a temple. And Swamiji's not throwing some, bricks together and building. He's building it properly, like according to the agamas and how it's written there to do. So that's why he's collecting all the traditional items, the stone, the pillars. And many of the pillars are here. They will be used, and they're also being used as samples, because there's actually people here who are hand carving temple pillars also. So stone by stone and brick by brick, literally, this temple is coming up. So many different things also will be here, including the world's largest Hindu library with over 50 million books. Swamiji is collecting already manuscripts, books by all different masters, shastras, meaning all the Vedic scriptures, so including ones you may have heard of, like Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata, all different versions of those and commentaries, and all the various books of yoga, the Vedic sciences, of Hinduism, of building temples. So many different topics are there, and so many millions of scriptures and verses are there in the Hindu tradition. It's amazing. So the world's largest Hindu library, Swamiji has already started. So on this very area, I'm thinking is where it will be, which is great because it's considered a temple. Books are considered deities. So each of the deities will be able to be viewed and read in the temple itself, in the Grantha Samadhi, the place where the library will be. So visitors from all over the world will be able to come and see this wonderful place, and better to have it near the temple also, because it is part of the temple. And also so many researchers will be able to come because we'll have the largest collections in one place. So whether it's research about Ayurveda, about temple deities, about building temples, about the science of the third eye and third eye awakening, all of those things will be here in this place. So people can come here and get the authentic view in scriptures to do their research. And as of course we have, Swamiji was saying at least he has 15 terabytes of scriptures right now on electronic that are getting translated. So that is getting worked on. So it's just so much is happening here at this place. So from a small, humble place where Swamiji would meet he would meet devotees, he would heal people, he would have classes, but continuously he would walk these lands on foot with his staff, his walking stick, and he would walk this land, and he would be just continuously energizing this place. Because he knew the people would come, and he knew the people would come from all over the world. So immediately he started his work in creating this sacred kshetra, this pilgrimage place where millions will come and see, and millions will have the powers transmitted to them. So the raising of the consciousness of humanity will happen. And now, bit by bit, that is happening because of Swamiji's will, persistence, his integrity, the reason he's landed on planet Earth, and because he is Sadashiva himself. So he can't go wrong. And I feel, he was asking us the other day, like, from then to now, how is it that all this is happening? I mean, it's really only by him. And I know part of me feels that all of it could have already been done because he has that resource within his space. Once he creates that in his space, the things happen. And I believe that he could do it much more quickly than he's doing it. But because of his love so much for his devotees and disciples and compassion, he's bringing us up to do the work. So do the projects, to learn how it's done. So from whatever aspect it is in the Adinam, whether it's helping to run the programs or doing the temple rituals, building the temple itself, working in the kitchen, whatever aspect it is, it's all part of this beautiful place that he's created for people to come and experience and experience him and get initiated by him. So once we come here to be with him and decide to live our life with him, he's putting us through these processes so we also can become him, to become in that, to get into that oneness space and become him. So I really feel that everything can be have done already, but because so much he cares about us and the people that will come, he has to create a place, a sort of training ground, a place where we can elevate ourselves. Of course, by his grace, he will help us and give us that ultimate experiences and ultimate oneness with Sadashiva. But meanwhile, there's many things that we need to do to strengthen ourselves and to become powerful individuals and beings. So that's what we're working on now, and that's why he's created this space. But I feel that he is something like what I really can't describe, but I know and I've seen how it is with him, how things can just happen. And so I know that all of this is happening through his grace, but at a slower rate than it needs to be, because we're doing it, and he has such patience with us. And instead of just hiring people and getting it done by some top quality everything in the world he can have, but he's allowing us to do it to serve him, basically, to show whatever we can, whatever little bit we can do, great or small, to at least in some way show that integrity and that love for him back. So anyway, it's an amazing experience. I hope you can all join us here and see this place, either through any of the programs Swamiji gives, or you can do a 3-month program we have, in which you can volunteer to perform seva, which is volunteering to build the Golden Temple. And there's various works going on at different times, so you can be part of that historical Golden Temple being built. And also, you're actually directly working and doing that for Sadashiva. So the amount of growth and healing and all different beautiful things that can happen to you are numerous. That's all I can say. So thanks for watching today again. Stay tuned for more developments from the Golden Temple, Nithyanandeshwara Sadashiva Devasthanam at Adi Kailash, Bengaluru, Adinam. Thank you very much for watching, Nithyanandam.